question. When you're playing that, do you like, I don't know, do you ever get nervous when you're playing? Like, do you ever think that you're gonna mess up or something?
I always get nervous. I get nervous, and that's part of what I like about it. You know, there's a little bit of risk when you're a musician. The risk that you won't do as well as you want to do, the risk that people won't like what you do, and that means that there's a certain amount of excitement, and then it's so much more rewarding at the end when you have the, you know, when people do like it or when you do well. But of course, every musician I know gets a little bit nervous, and sometimes things go better and sometimes things go worse. But I think that's part of the deal of playing a musical instrument. Do you sometimes get nervous when you play? Yeah, that's right. All the time. It's part of life. It's not an unpleasant feeling, I don't think. So we live actually in a world full of percussion and full of musical sound. I mean, if we learn something from the great composer John Cage, it is that there's musical sound all over the place, and all we have to do is tune into it.
Isn't that the definition of being an ist? That you know that the force of cohesion comes from the inside and emanates outward. All ists, violists, flutists, Methodists, anarchists, all of them have this central driving force. Percussionists may be the single exception to that. It's true. The constellation of percussion instruments, the atomization of the musical object around a percussionist is so extreme that you can't actually say that the practice comes from the center of anything. The practice, in fact, emanates from the constellation of sound makers that you have around you, and one accretes the practice. In fact, the absolutely only thing that percussionists have in common, it is not the objects that we play, it's what we do to them. We hit them. So what percussion does is it stimulates the imagination to find the music that we don't always see or don't always know is there. And we find different ways of playing those things, we find different instruments, and maybe there are composers among you who might want to write a piece for those things, or people who are improvising and may want to make a piece like that, or players among you who might want to try some of these things down. So when you see a door that's open, like the world of percussion, where it's open to a huge area of unknown things, then you just want to go through it. And I hope that maybe that door seems more appealing right now.